Hi, I'm Joe Bowman from Axonex. I'm just going to give you a very quick overview of a work stream from within UCS Director, and the example I'm going to use today is a bare metal deployment of ESXi. So here's a workflow we've designed. This is a very basic workflow at the moment. It involves the deployment of ESXi 5.5 Cisco's custom image to a bare metal blade on UCS. I can't go into detail on all the task items, there are just too many to cover in today. I'll give you a very quick overview of some of the ones that are involved in this. Now, everything can be done on user input, or it can be predefined by the admin in the workflow itself. Now, this is a very basic one at the moment. Some of these will become user items that are currently hard-coded into the workflow. This is a testing environment at the moment that we're working with. So these are the items already predefined. So the OS type's already predefined. However, there are more to choose from. The MAC address is already predefined. This will most likely be fed out and be automatic in the real version because this will be defined by the blade you choose to deploy on. The IP address range that's used, this is only used during the build process. The subnet mask, the gateway, DNS server, the management VLAN, root passwords, and time zone. The next one is another very simple workstream. This will literally just power on the UCS blade. Again, this will be a user selectable item. However, for this example, I have already pre-selected which blade in the chassis I wanted to turn on. The final one is purely just a monitoring. This will monitor the workflow and observe it go through. So we're just going to execute this workflow now. So execute it. One user item I've asked for is just for it to provide it a name. So I'm going to call this test 14. And that's been submitted. You can go back to the work stream you're familiar with seeing from the virtualization task. And you can see a request for a virtual machine. Currently there's no approval on this workflow, that will be added. At the moment this is a very raw workflow, purely testing the flow and all the functions there within. So you can see that's providing there. We'll open up our UCS manager over here. Currently it's just creating, there we go, it's powering on that blade. Most of the virtual machine elements are on what they call the BMA, which is the bare metal agent. It's a separate appliance that lives alongside UCS Director. It's a virtual machine in its own right. This handles the Pixie boot process, holds all the images and all the configuration sets for how you deploy. In here, we store our images. So this is ESXi flat files. In here are our configuration files. So here's your Pixie boot file. This one's very basic, telling it where to boot from during the Pixie boot process. This is one of those items whereby you can see there is a variable in that it picks out the Pixie ID from the task to append that to a specific folders where it will store files during the process. The kickstart file defines how VMware is installed, and the boot file. These files during the installation process are actually copied by the BMA, the bare metal agent, and moved into a separate folder in here based on the workflow. You see our 14 one is just here. That's the folder it works from during the process. As you can see at the moment, the blade's still booting. That's the LUN. This is already pre-configured with a nice SCSI boot LUN. Again, this will probably be part of the process of provisioning. For the purposes of this task, we've automated that process already to speed it up. Here we go. This is it booting from the network. So it's going off and finding a DHCP server. In this instance, the DHCP server is the BMA. Cisco don't support this if you use a DHCP server in Windows on a separate network currently. However, it will function. Um, this is it doing the Pixie boot, so it's hit the Pixie boot file, which has told it where to go for the boot menu, and now it's beginning the ESXi install process off. Most of this is automated. Obviously, this process now will take quite a while, so I'll probably skip ahead and show you the later stages. As you see, this is the end of the process. The system will now reboot, and it should boot up into VMware. And there you have it. That is a bare metal build of ESXi 5.5 using UCS Director. Thank you for watching.